everyone? Welcome back to the Boosted 615 channel. Today's exciting. We're gonna do a quick review of this Ranger RT188. This belongs to my buddy Justin. He is Bottomland Outdoorsman if you've watched him on YouTube. He just purchased this boat about a week ago now, and he's been kind enough to let me come down here and fish off of it for the day. And you know, I asked him if I could do a quick review on it, just to, you guys know, if you've seen my channel before, I have the Bass Tracker Pro Team 190. So very similar boat to that, but we're kind of get into a quick review and maybe talk about some of the differences between those two boats. So that way, if you guys are cross-shopping those two, you'll know some of the differences and help you lean one way or the other. So let's get into it. All right, so back here at the business end of the boat, you'll see a 115 horsepower Mercury 4-stroke. This is a 2014 model. We ran it a little bit today, got to listen to it. It's still very quiet. I haven't been in a 4-stroke of this year before, but mine, if you know, it's a 2018. And I would say that quietness, they're pretty much on par. This one may be just a hair louder, but nothing that's gonna bother you. And from what I've heard, they're still pretty good on gas. Any 4-stroke motor that you have should be good on gas. So that, you know, if you get one of these boats, you'll like that. Your basic transom saver here, he's got the buckles here, but I know he said he's gonna get some boat buckles later on because I told him how awesome those are. We'll move around here. You'll see Ranger. This is one thing I really like about the Ranger boats, is they come with these cool wheels on the trailers here. I wish Tracker did that. They do it on the 195s, but they don't do it on the other boats. So I'll definitely be looking into getting some of those. They are a 13-inch wheel, and I like them a lot on his boat just because they kind of match his truck wheels a little bit. But we'll move on. He's got the dual console, which is a big deal. I think that anybody who gets an aluminum boat should definitely get the dual console. It's an awesome upgrade. It looks good, it's functional. It's got a glove box in here, so you can keep a lot of stuff. It's full of some trash right now, but you know, it is what it is. Let's just finish around the outside of the boat, and then we'll go inside. So this boat has a 70-pound, 24-volt Minn Kota Maxim trolling motor. We used it a lot today. It's been fantastic, pretty quiet, very powerful. I definitely recommend, if you get a boat like this, you need to have at least a 55, 65-pound. And I think a 70-pound is probably even the best. It's plenty powerful enough, especially today we fished. It was super windy, and this thing really did the job. So I like that a lot. When you move around, you'll see that we have Ranger puts this really nice step plate on here, and I think that's fantastic. I love how it covers the entire front end of the boat. Some boat makers, you know, put a little one right here, and you have a lot of exposed aluminum here. This whole top, you can step on it, it's really nice. So kudos to Ranger on that, I like that a lot. You'll see the other console with the windshield, and I'll go ahead and get in the boat here and talk about some of this stuff. So the back of the boat here is very similar to any Tracker boat that you'll see as well. It has two compartments here that you could use as a cooler or for storage. They have a drain in the bottom, so if you put ice or anything in there, it's just going to drain to your bilge. They're fantastic. I have them on my boat. I can't say enough. I love to use them. So again, to the business end here, just your typical setup. He's got 3 batteries, obviously, because he's running a 24-volt trolling motor setup. So he's got the 2 for the trolling motor, and then a brand new cranking battery. Really nothing to see. It's pretty standard, but you can see you have a lot of space to work with here and plenty of room for a battery and some tools or whatever, so I like that a lot. One thing that I really like about the Ranger boats, as opposed to some of the other ones, is that the door opens inward so that you can use it, or you can get in here while you're on the water. A lot of boats, they actually open this way, such as the Tracker boats, and it makes it tough if you need to look in there to see, you know, if you're getting water in the bilge or you need to connect a battery or something. It makes it tough to kind of stand over and flip it this way and look. If this is nice, you can just flip it up and check it. So I like that a lot. Livewell here, I believe it's a 19-gallon Livewell. I'll put it down here at the bottom and you guys can see. But a very sizable Livewell. It's divided so you can keep species separated, or your co-angler's fish can be over here and your fish can be on that side. And it's also lit, which I can get to that switch. So you can kind of see it's pretty bright outside today, but it is a lit Livewell. So that's a really nice feature. I like that a lot. So then on this side of the boat also you have another one of those compartments, can be as a cooler or co-angler storage. You can actually fit, in both sides you can fit 4 of these 3700 series boxes, so that's really nice. You can line them up in there, and you can also fit a pretty sizable cooler as well if you wanted to down inside of there. So you can definitely make some good use of that storage. That's one of the nice things about these boats is they have a lot of storage even for aluminum boats. They fish like a fiberglass boat in a lot of ways. So we'll move up here. You guys saw the dual consoles. We'll move up here and you'll see a big center stack rod locker. And the one thing that I do like about this rod locker in comparison to the tracker is how they manage the butt ends of the rods here. There's a little bit less space in my opinion for the rods to go like spread out. But the way that they come back and they manage the ends is a lot better. In the tracker, you'll notice that they actually just have like a little shelf that comes across here and just holds them in there. But with these, it's really nice. It actually has a strap that keeps them tight in there. You can see, you can pull it out and then slide it in. And then on the sides here, you notice that they have this nice divider here so you can keep more boxes over on the side. I think that's a great use of space and definitely something that I can tell the Ranger has thought out a little bit more versus the tracker boat. You can see Justin's got the Ranger boat's carpet decal put on there. I think that looks awesome. I just got one for my boat as well because he talked me into it. So here we'll move on to the storage here. And you can see that he's actually got a pretty neat little solution here for his tackle for some of his soft plastics. He's got these hooks on like a double-sided 3M. To keep everything organized up here, and I think that's a good idea. But you can just kind of tell with the Ranger boats, this is seen now in the brand new pro teams, but they've really thought about how big this opening would be. If you'll notice on some of the older trackers, the door actually is about this big, and so it's harder to get things up to the front and to the back. You have to really reach in there. So with this, it has that nice big opening to get big, like this big bag in there, and you can put life jackets and whatnot. But he's got it organized here pretty well. I like what he did with that. And then we'll move over to the other side. And we move over to this side, and you'll see the same thing. Big storage. She's got the raincoat in there. Yeah. So you have a lot of storage in this boat. Like I said, they fish a lot like a fiberglass boat. There's a lot of space to keep things, and that's one thing that I like about this series boat as well as the pro teams and probably most of the other brand aluminum boats, is that there is just a lot of storage in here, and that's one thing that aluminum boats used to always struggle with. You'll see recessed trolling motor pedal, so that's pretty standard. Trim switch, up, down, and the nav lights for here. And I think if we'll be able to see it, Justin's got this wired up. Anchor? Yeah. There we go. So Justin's, I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but Justin's got these lit up. He's got the deck lit up in blue. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. And he's also got, you won't be able to see it, but he's got white. Lastly, for storage wise, you'll see this is pretty standard, but you've got big storage underneath the seats here. This whole thing comes up as one bench seat, so you have big storage under there, and I do like that. And then as well, the driver's seat also flips up, so he's keeping life jackets in there. It's a great place for him. That is one thing that bugs me about the tracker boats, is that the driver's seat does not flip up. It's stuck down. I don't know why they did that, but that's how it is. And so yeah, lots of storage here. There's this console space, deck storage, back storage. I mean, if you need storage, this is a great boat for it. At the console here, we have the steering wheel. Obviously, it's a really high quality steering wheel. Probably more so than the tracker. The seats are probably on par, I would say. They're about the same, but definitely the steering wheel is an upgrade. I noticed that right off the bat when I first got in the boat. This is like aluminum. This is definitely a metal of some kind. I'm guessing a steel or aluminum. Very high quality. It comes with this is an older, but it's a 2014, so it comes with an older style graph. I know Justin's going to get a new one put here and one up for the front. But I think that's a good place for one to flush mount it there, so I do like that. Gauges, your typical fuel, RPM, miles per hour, and trim. Nothing to say there. They're backlit and they're really nice. Overall, you know, this is, like I said before, this is about the same boat that I have, but I wanted to kind of dive in and show you some of the differences. The one big difference that I noticed right off the bat is that this boat is about 4 inches wider in beam than the Tracker 190. And where you see that is actually on the sides of the consoles. You have about a 2-inch space on each side here and on the other side. And what that allows you to do is you can run more rods through the back or on this side, and you actually get some co-angler space to store some rods in these little cutouts here. That is one thing that I think is beneficial for these boats. Like I said, you can never have too much storage, and so that extra 4 inches, it's not wasted space. They definitely thought of a usable way for a fisher or a co-angler to be able to store some extra rods, or a tripod if you're a YouTube fisherman, or your anchor lights, yeah, or some extra reels, you know, whatever. So overall, I think that this is a super well thought out boat. We didn't get the chance to get out in any big water today, so I didn't get to see how it rides or how fast it is or anything like that. But just fishing out of it, I could tell that there's some things that I like about it more than the Tracker. And I'll make another video kind of breaking down some of the footage that I have here and showing you some of the big differences side by side with my boat, so you can see hand in hand. There's no other videos I've found like it. So if you're cross shopping this versus a Tracker, you know, you can expect to pay a little bit more for this brand new. I know the Trackers are starting about $21,000 if you get the 115 on it. This boat probably starts about 26.
26, yeah.
So you can expect about a $5,000 difference. Is it worth it? That's free. That's your call. I've just noticed a lot of little quality things in this boat that are definitely on a higher tier than the Tracker boat. But overall, they're about the same. You know, you can see a lot of materials that are used between the two boats. So like I said, I'll make a video and kind of get into that and compare them a little bit more in depth. But yeah, that'll conclude the video, and I thank you guys for sticking with the channel. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.